Well, running for public office can be an exhausting endeavor, and while every candidate hopes to end up on the winning side of history, not all of them can. We spoke with several four-staters who ran in last week's election to see the culmination of their campaign, what it was like, and how they're processing their loss. Leading up to election night, Josh Shackles watched as the votes for him poured in.
I certainly sat with bated breath, refreshing my browser, looking for the results coming in.
The Democratic candidate put everything he could into his campaign for Missouri State Representative. And now, it had all come down to this.
Throughout the day, I received so many messages of support from people in the community, friends, family, people that I hadn't heard from in years. I heard from Republican families, people that only voted for one Democrat. And so, of course, you know, that always makes someone hopeful that things might go their way.
But by the time all the votes were tallied, Josh found himself trailing his opponent. But he says something else seemed to stick out.
And to be honest, I was blown away by the number of people that supported a Democratic candidate. I ended up with almost 32% of the votes, nearly 5,000 people, which is an amazing number of people that felt like I was a good representative for them.
That same night in Crawford County, Kansas, Republican J.J. Carlinger watched as his campaign for sheriff also fell short. And yet, J.J. still feels it was a success.
Yeah, it worked. It didn't work out in my favor, but it worked out. Two people ran, and people had a choice, and there we go. So it worked out exactly how it was supposed to work out. So plenty of faith in the process, locally anyway. You know, it worked out great. We got results that night.
There are more than 500,000 elected officials in the United States. In last week's election, tens of thousands of Americans ran for some of those seats, only to wake up on Wednesday morning without a new title. But on both sides of the aisle, there are ones like Carlinger and Shackles who not only respect the process, but they know you don't need a new business card to play a role in the place you love.
That's in my DNA. I'm always going to be active, always going to be part of the community. It started long ago. It's going to continue until the day I die.
You know, anytime that you decide to run for a public office, it is going to be a win or lose situation, and everyone that runs has to be prepared for that possibility. Ultimately, the will of the people will always prevail, and it's important to respect the will of the people and to continue to be a good representative of the people that chose to vote for you even after the election is over.
Well, since coming up short in last week's election, both candidates have made the most of their time. Carlinger is on vacation in Mexico with his family, a trip that he planned on taking regardless of whether he won or lost. And for Shackles, last week, Joplin City Council appointed him to the Conventions and Visitors Bureau Advisory Board.